What is it that makes us aware, makes us us? Let's dive into this profound enigma. Consciousness, in its simplest form, is our awareness of both internal and external stimuli. Internally, it's about self-awareness, recognizing our thoughts, emotions, and memories. It's feeling pain, hunger, thirst, or the overwhelming urge to sleep. Externally, it's about perception. It's seeing the sunlight, feeling the warmth of a room, or hearing the voice of a loved one. But what ties all these experiences together? The closest consensus on what consciousness actually is comes down to the concept of something it is like to be. For instance, when you taste chocolate, there's a unique flavor experience that's entirely your own. But how does this subjective experience emerge from the neurons and synapses in our brain? Delving into the brain, neuroscientists search for patterns of activity linked to conscious states. Surprising findings point to regions like the cortex and the thalamus as integral to consciousness. The cortex facilitates communication across different brain areas, while damage to the thalamus or brainstem can strip away consciousness altogether. Could these regions be the central hub for our conscious experiences? And then there's the mystery of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS. This technique reveals that a conscious brain resonates with widespread electrical echoes, unlike an unconscious one. This begs the question, what mechanisms underlie these phenomena? Theories abound from the materialistic views, suggesting consciousness emerges from physical matter, to more radical ideas like quantum consciousness, which posits that quantum processes within neurons could play a role. Yet, none have conclusively cracked the code. Finally, we touch upon the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by philosopher David Chalmers. It tackles the question of why and how physical processes in the brain give rise to personal, subjective experiences. It remains a tantalizing challenge that continues to elude definitive answers. Let's explore its various levels and types, each offering a unique window into our inner worlds. Levels of consciousness. Firstly, we have the normal level of consciousness, or LOC. This is our everyday state of being awake, alert, and responsive to the world around us. Imagine yourself going through your daily routine, aware of both your inner thoughts and the outer environment. But consciousness isn't always so straightforward. There are altered states of consciousness where our awareness is impaired or different from the norm. For instance, confusion. Imagine waking up in an unfamiliar place, disoriented and unable to think clearly. This state can be triggered by factors like sleep deprivation or a high fever. Delirium. A more severe form of confusion, delirium involves significant cognitive impairment, attention deficits, and even hallucinations. It's a state where reality becomes a blur. Stupor. Picture someone barely conscious, difficult to arouse, and largely unresponsive. This is the state of stupor, where awareness is drastically reduced. Coma. At the far end of the spectrum is coma, a profound state of unconsciousness where the person cannot be awakened and doesn't respond to stimuli. Comas vary in severity and can be a result of traumatic brain injury or severe illness. Now, let's move on to the different types of consciousness. Phenomenal consciousness. This is the awareness of the present moment, the immediate experience of sensations, feelings, and perceptions. Think of the taste of your favorite food or the warmth of the sun on your skin. Access consciousness. This involves recalling memories, accessing information, and being aware of things beyond the immediate moment. It's the mental workspace where we process and retrieve information. Dreaming. A unique state during sleep where vivid experiences occur, often involving surreal scenarios. Dreams can be a fascinating mix of reality and imagination. Hallucination. Distorted perceptions where a person experiences sensory input that isn't actually there. This can occur in various conditions, from mental health disorders to the influence of certain substances. Hypnosis. An induced, altered state of consciousness where suggestibility increases, often used for therapeutic purposes to access deeper layers of the mind. Meditation. A focused and relaxed state of mind that enhances self-awareness and inner exploration. Through meditation, we can achieve a heightened sense of clarity and tranquility. Sleep. Different stages of sleep involve varying levels of consciousness, from light sleep to deep sleep, each playing a crucial role in our overall well-being. States induced by psychoactive drugs, substances like alcohol, caffeine, or hallucinogens, can significantly alter our state of consciousness, affecting our perception, mood, and cognition. In summary, consciousness is a fascinating and multifaceted phenomenon. From our daily awareness to the altered states of mind, each level and type offers a unique perspective on what it means to be conscious. As we continue to explore these realms, we gain deeper insights into the complex tapestry of the human mind. As we continue our journey into the realms of consciousness, let's delve into an intriguing aspect: the relationship between consciousness and memory. This complex interplay shapes our cognitive processes and behaviors in fascinating ways. Memory formation and conscious awareness. Conscious awareness significantly influences memory formation. When we are consciously aware of an event or experience, it tends to leave a more vivid and lasting memory trace. Imagine a significant life event, a graduation ceremony, a wedding, or a thrilling adventure. Our conscious experience during these moments contributes to the richness of our memories. Memory retrieval and consciousness. When we retrieve memories, our level of consciousness plays a crucial role. Memories are not retrieved from long-term storage in a uniform way. Instead, there is a constructive process during retrieval that reconsolidates memories. This means that memories are not always retrieved with the exact same information. They are shaped by our current context, emotions, and understanding. Autobiographical memories, those related to our personal lives, are particularly susceptible to distortion. Healthy individuals often confabulate details about their past, adding insights and interpretations. This process is not pathological, but likely beneficial because it allows us to make sense of our past in insightful ways. The purpose of memory. Beyond mere factual accuracy, the purpose of our memory system is multifaceted. It involves not only storing information about past actions and events, but also creating a self-conscious narrative. Autobiographical memories contribute to our sense of identity, self-reflection, and understanding of who we are. They allow us to weave a coherent story of our lives, even if that story involves some creative embellishments. In summary, the relationship between consciousness and memory is a dynamic and essential aspect of our cognitive landscape. By understanding this interplay, we gain deeper insights into how our minds work, how we form and recall memories, and ultimately, how we construct our personal narratives. As we continue our exploration into the depths of consciousness, let's delve into a fascinating and ambitious theory known as Integrated Information Theory, or IIT. This theory seeks to provide both a neuroscientific and metaphysical account of consciousness, offering a unique perspective on how our subjective experiences arise from physical systems. Integrated information theory was first formulated by neuroscientist and psychiatrist Giulio Tononi in the early 2000s. He later collaborated with neuroscientist Christoph Koch to refine the theory. At its core, IIT proposes that consciousness arises from the integration of information within a system. IIT starts with the existence of consciousness, accepting our own subjective experience, and then reasons about the properties that an underlying physical substrate must have to account for it. The theory assumes that if the formal properties of conscious experience can be fully explained by a physical system, then the properties of that system must be constrained by the properties of the experience itself. In other words, consciousness is intricately tied to the integrated information within a system. IIT identifies essential properties of conscious experience as axioms and derives essential properties of conscious physical systems as postulates. By understanding these axioms and postulates, IIT aims to bridge the gap between phenomenology, our subjective experience, and mechanism, the underlying physical processes of consciousness. Philosopher David Chalmers famously posed the hard problem of consciousness: how and why physical processes give rise to subjective experiences. IDT takes a different approach. Instead of starting from physical principles, it begins with consciousness itself and reasons backward to identify the necessary properties of a physical system that can account for it. The limitations on the physical system for consciousness to exist remain unknown, and consciousness may indeed exist on a spectrum. Despite significant interest, IIT remains controversial. Some critics argue that it is unfalsifiable pseudoscience. The theory raises questions about how to measure and quantify integrated information, especially for complex systems like the human brain. Additionally, the relationship between integrated information and specific conscious experiences is still an open area of research.